David Amram?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's not a toy the way he plays it.
Yeah.
He kind of gets serious.
And then the guy you're hearing now is Paquito de Rivera on alto. So
I guess if David Amram's name gets thrown into the mix, something interesting is going to happen. You might say that's what happened when a Boulder resident, Matthew Moseley, decided for some reason to swim the 25 miles across Lake Pontchartrain in Louisiana. And along with him in the support boat, David Amram, who played for something like 14 hours. Very interesting story. We've got Matthew Moseley on the line. Good morning, Matthew.
Good morning, Carlos and Steve.
good morning.
What would possess you, first of all, to swim across Lake Pontchartrain?
That's a good question, and my mom asked the same thing.
I'll just start
I did
there.
it to raise awareness about the fact that Lake Pontchartrain had been a real toxic and polluted lake for a couple of decades, and the Lake Pontchartrain Basin Foundation worked for 25 years to clean up the lake, and now it's a beautiful resource, and it was hit pretty hard by Hurricane Katrina, but in 2007 we did our first swim there, and the water quality is probably better than the Boulder Reservoir, I got to tell you. So that's why I swam, was to raise awareness about the water quality, and the Lake Pontchartrain Basin Foundation.
Your swim across Lake Pontchartrain was captured in the documentary Dancing in the Water. Now, when did the swim happen again?
That was last June. It was June 14th of 2014.
And how did you get David Amram to ride alongside on the support boat and play music for, what, all 14 hours?
Yeah, the swim was about 15 hours. He took about a 45-minute break right before the sunrise, and then he started swimming. You know, I met David through my work with Hunter Thompson, and we got David to come out, and Hunter and David were pretty good friends, and he played at Hunter Thompson's funeral, which I helped to coordinate and was the communications director for. So we met there about 10 years ago and developed a really strong friendship over the years. And when I said, David, I want to do this swim across Lake Pontchartrain, what do you think about coming and creating some music and playing jazz on the support boat? He jumped right at it, and we scheduled it about a year beforehand. And then he got Papa Molly and Uganda Roberts to also come and play with them. And they were creating live music, live jazz and blues, as we're swimming through the night in 5-foot swells on a little party barge. So it wasn't like a nice studio, right, where they could just sit back and relax.
Right, Matthew Moseley swimming across Lake Pontchartrain in the documentary Dancing in the Water, showing Sunday at the Dairy Center for the Performing Arts in Boulder. Let's go to a clip now from the trailer of Dancing in the Water.
It's Matt Moseley, dancing in the water for you.
What I was concerned about were the unknowns. All right, what if some weather does happen? What if there is an incident with wildlife that I get attacked? What will you do? Will you pull out? Will you stay?
He's dancing in the water. Yes, he's dancing in the water.
You got him freestyling, man.
If you want to have
That's Amram.
introduced to your daughter.
Wow, that's fabulous, man. That's David Amram playing as Matthew Moseley swimming the 25 miles across Lake Pontchartrain in this documentary, Dancing in the Water. You've done some other swims as well?
That's correct. In the last 13 months, that was the first of a series of 3 world record swims, adventure swims. The second one was from Culebra, the island of Culebra near St. Thomas in the Caribbean, to Puerto Rico. That was for 24 miles. And then just recently, I completed a swim, the first swim down Canyonlands on the Colorado River. That was 47.5 miles and about 14 hours. That was about a month ago.
See, you had the current pushing you along. Plus, really, Matthew, you can walk across the Colorado River in some parts.
Well, I follow, on all of these swims, I follow English Channel rules. So there's no touching the boat, no wearing a wetsuit. You have to start from a shore and end on a shore without any personal or any support, no flotation. And so I feed from a little stick that my coach, Randy Soler, puts over to me about every 25 minutes with some, bananas. I eat a lot of eggs, scrambled eggs, electrolytes, stuff like that.
So you never get out of the water?
Never stop.
Wow.
At all.
Matthew Moseley, he's in the documentary Dancing in the Water. It's being screened Sunday night at the Dairy Center for the Performing Arts in Boulder. It's a benefit for the Colorado Ocean Coalition. I guess it says a free community event, but you can buy tickets and support the Colorado Ocean Coalition if you wish.
That's right. Buy a DVD and support the Ocean Coalition.
And they're hoping you will find a RSVP at thedairy.org, or you can find out about the film dancinginthewater.com. Matthew Moseley, a fan of David Amram's, and boy, what a story. I want to, this one's got my interest. I want to see this one, man. Thank you for bringing it to our attention. It sounds like an unforgettable event.
Hey, Matthew, one quick question before we leave you. When you were swimming from Culebra to the east shore of Puerto Rico, Culebra's, I think it's around 25 miles.
That's correct.
East of
Fajardo.
Fajardo, exactly. And it's actually an extension island, if you will, of the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico. But when you were swimming, were you going with the current? Did the current change, or? I mean, we're talking an ocean here, and it's not. It's a little bit different than a lake.
Well, we had to go. The swim directly across is 22 miles. Right. We went a little north and caught the jet stream, which was the subject of some debate among the team if we should go an extra 3 miles north.
Right.
But we caught the jet stream, and then these rollers were pushing us towards the island there. And we also had live music on that trip as well. Wow. And so I really like to look at these, Carlos, as swimming as art. Yeah. And I think that's where David really came into the picture. It's much greater than just swimming. It's about the music. It's about the cause, the water, bringing attention to the bodies of water and what water quality means to us.
Thank you.
Matthew Moseley, the film Dancing in the Water, RSVP to this Sunday night event at the Dairy Center, thedairy.org. Find out more at dancinginthewater.com. Matthew Moseley, thank you very much.
Thank you all. Have a great morning.
You too, Matthew. All right, let's get right to our Stories of Standards tune. Good morning, Heartache.